most people watching this podcast are going to be like, wait, we go to Udio and Suno and I type in a prompt and like a song comes up in 3 minutes and now I'm a musician. And what's interesting is you choose to make your tools actually require more work, more participation from the users. Tell me a little bit about that because I understand it, but it's like counterintuitive to what the investment community is saying, which is, I want to talk about writing a song in 2 minutes.
You hit on so many critical points here. The way that investors wanted things to be done at some point heavily diverged from what I wanted to do, which, is a problem when that happens to a founder. The reason that you see Suno and Udio make it so simple and so efficient is because that's what investors wanted. They wanted a replacement model. And I mean it with all the respect. Suno's technology is phenomenal. I have a lot of respect for them. But if you go back to their pitch, the pitch is replacive. They pitched on a human-free Spotify. Granted, the company has since realized that you need a slightly different point of view. But nevertheless, that's how they got their kind of massive pot of gold, right, is on this really replacive hypothesis. And you can see that in the original models, and you can still see that. You can still see that. When you build something to help people, you do that from the ground up. You do it in the way that you create the machine learning. You do it in the way that the system interacts with users. It's not an afterthought. You don't wake up one morning and say, hey, machine brain, now your job is to help people, when it was built to replace. And so what happens is a lot of people, when they enter these replacive systems, and by the way, text to image models are the same, they kind of can't find a way to interject themselves. They want to, but they struggle. And so then what you find is that 95% of people feel disempowered, and the tiny percent of experts, of the top experts, find ways to still use Suno, to still use Midjourney in a way that elevates their creativity. But when the tools are actually built with that intent from the ground up, it's a completely different experience. Then everybody can benefit from it, not just the top few percent of the most creative human beings, but all of us can be elevated and all of us can be enriched in our ability to express themselves when that's the developer's intent from the ground up.